Yo, what's up guys? In this simple After Effects tutorials, you will learn how to make all these amazing looking line animations. And as you can see, we have really different styles here, like these dotted line animations, these tapered ones, or the wavy ones, or these ones that look kind of drawn maybe. And yeah, as I said, super simple, we don't need any plugins, and it's actually super useful to know how to make these ones for basically any kind of motion graphics or animation projects. So I'd say let's just go right into it. So I just made a new composition, and first of all, what is a line? Basically is just one shape layer with a path. So let's just make a new shape layer and make sure to go up here and select the pen tool. And with this tool we can just draw our path basically. So we can just click somewhere and just give it a nice path, just like this for example. And that's it for our line. Now we have the path, and now it comes to the aesthetics. So we can just change or apply a few effects. So we get a nice looking line. So first of all, let's open up the stroke, and probably the most basic and important setting is the stroke width. So we can just increase or decrease it, and this will determine the wideness of the line. So really depends if you want to have a small one or a really big one. But let's just go somewhere in the middle, just like this. And so now we can see this is just a line. It doesn't move at all, it does nothing basically. And let's also learn real quick how to animate this, and after that let's give it a few really cool looking aesthetic effects. But first of all, we want to animate this. So let's press this little add button and let's add a trim paths. And this one just allows us to animate this line. So we can go to the beginning for the example and bring the end down to 0%. So the end is fully to the back, and we can just put in a keyframe and then go forward maybe to 5 seconds and bring the end to 100%. And now we can see it will just follow the path until it's finished, until the end is completed. And now if you don't want this line to just stay after this, we can also animate the beginning, so the start. So we can just go a little bit forward so the line has some time to develop, and then we can put in a keyframe at start at 0%, and then just go not to the end, but again a bit more to the right, and bring the start also to 100%. So the start will just follow the end, and we get the super cool looking line animation. And now let's use this line and duplicate it a few times and test a few really cool looking effects on this one. So as you can see, we have different looks. So first of all, let's duplicate this a few times by pressing Ctrl D, and let's just put in 5 lines first of all and just hide a few. So we have our basic line basically, just like this. And let's first of all learn how to make these dotted one. So we just broken into a few parts basically. So for this one, we just have to press the plus on the dashes setting in the stroke setting. And if we do this, we can already see it's cut into a lot of pieces. And this looks amazing. Of course, you can just play around with the offset or whatever you like, or the dash number. So if you put in a little value, it will be thousands or hundreds of these, and if we put in a really big value, it will get less and less. But this one is really cool. And that's it for the first one. Let's hide this one, and let's show up the unused layer. And what can we do next? Maybe this tapered one, which has a really big beginning and then just gets smaller to the end. And this one is also super easy. Let's open up the shape and the stroke again, and now let's open up the taper setting. And if we change the end length to 0, or no, actually let's change the start length to 100%. We can see the start will be really small. So the tail will be really small, and this is really cool. Maybe to see the effect more or better, we can increase the stroke brightness just like this. And if you don't like this, this cutoff end here, we can just change the line cap to round cap, and we have this better looking cap on this side. And these settings go for both sides, so we can do the same with the ends. So now this will be just thick in the middle, basically, just like this. And you basically have a lot of options in here. You can just play around with these, but the result will be this smooth looking, really cool line. And let's hide this one, and again, just open up the default line that we made. And now we can take a look at the this one, which kind of looks like a smoke line, or like a little just, I don't know how to call it, but it looks cool and has a lot of use cases. And here we just have to add one single more useful effect, which is the Roughen edges effect. And you can just find it under stylize. And as soon as you apply this, you can see you already get this cool effect. Maybe for this example, let's again bring up the stroke brightness so we can see it better, just like this. And let's again change the line cap to round cap, so the ends will be round. And now as you can see, this looks cool, but let's change the border to a higher value, something like 20, so the effect will be stronger. And if we bring this even up higher, at some time you can see the we will even get spaces between, or not between the parts, but as you can see, we will get it looks more cloudy basically if you turn this up. And sometimes if you turn this up, the edges will be a little bit blurry, but we can increase the edge sharpness to counter that. So maybe we can put something like 3 in here, or we can also play around with the scale. I think a higher scale looks cooler for 2D projects. So maybe we can, let's put in 150, something like this, or 200. And this is super cool. I think it looks even better if you animate the evolution. So let's go to the beginning and put in a keyframe at evolution, then go forward a bit and just also play with the evolution. So now it will be a little bit more wobblier and more natural and more interesting. And I think this looks super cool. And let's hide this one and go to the next one. And for this one, I just made the one with the little wave effect in here. And this again is just effect from the effects and presets tab. So we can just look for wave and apply the wave warp. And we already can see the result. We get these nice waves on the line. And again, I think, let's play around with the stroke brightness this time. It should look better if we bring this down, in my opinion, to maybe 10, so we get a more finer line. And of course, we can change a lot of these settings in here. So you have again a lot of playroom. So with this effect you can do a lot. You can also change the wave type to square or whatever, so you get please don't freeze After Effects. Okay, thank you. So you get a little more different look, or triangle, which will make this more sharp. So you basically have just a lot of options in here. This one looks kind of funny, but let's delete this and let's take a look at what else that we made in here. Okay, so the other ones are basically just variations of the ones that we made. So as you can see, the one up here is basically the same as the this one, the dotted one, but just with wider pieces and smaller gaps. This one is just a really fat line, so we just have higher stroke brightness. But I think these are basically the most basic effects or aesthetics for lines. What else could be quite important? Maybe how fast or how slow these are animated. And let's take a really quick look at this one. So let's turn up the stroke brightness again a bit for visibility purposes. And now we can open up the trim paths. And let's just play around a little bit with the keyframes in here. So let's start with the end and let's click the graph editor. And I hope you're a little bit familiar with this setting. It will take some time to open up. But yeah, in this you can just play around with the keyframes and how they move basically. So if we double click this one, we can just select all keyframes and press the Easy Ease setting. And now, for example, we could just select the first keyframe and bring this up. And what this will do, it will just go really quick at the beginning and then slow down. So as you can see, we get this thing where the line will just come really fast and then slow down. Maybe we can do this, so in the middle it will stop a little bit. So for this example, it probably looks stupid, but yeah, as you can see, it sometimes may be important to be familiar with the graph editor, so you can determine the flow of the animation. So a lot of times you don't want this to be just linear movement basically, so maybe you want this to start really fast and then slow down or whatever. And yeah, but let's bring this back to a straight line so we can maybe test a few other things. Yeah, maybe we can just take a look at what different settings we have in here at the add thing. So sometimes there are a few interesting things in here. Maybe the repeater setting. If we select this, you can see we have a repeated object, and we can just open up the setting and change the transform to whatever we like. So we can just basically play around with a few things, maybe turn on the opacity for the copies or increase the copies. And okay, this looks stupid, I have to admit, but with the repeater thing you can sometimes achieve some cool things. So yeah, maybe it looks okay. So you can just repeat your lines without having to do it manually by repeating or duplicating the shape layer. But yeah, it looks a bit stupid for this example. Yeah, sometimes we also have maybe the zigzag, so we will get a little zigzag effect. But I think for this, this looks super weird. For this one, the wave warp looked better, which we applied on the wave effect. But I think it's always fun to just try out all of these settings. But I think I've shown you most of the ones that are important. Yeah, this one looks super weird. So maybe you have some other ones that you know, so you can just let me know in the comments, or maybe I can make a part 2 of this tutorial. But I think all the lines that you have seen in here are basically the most important ones that you may need in your motion graphic projects. And I hope this helped you, and see you next time.